Hello, welcome everybody. This is Arvind here. So we are back with our session for the other professionals who are not expert in the finance side, but they want to learn about finance. So basically, like we say, you non-finance professionals, you have done the bigger part in terms of learning about law or medicine or architecture or any other profession. Now is the time, when we want to organize ourselves as self-employed professionals and we want to learn more about the finance and accounting side. That is where our CMA trainer, ma'am, Jyotsna Rajpal, comes into picture. And she's kind enough to provide us guidance and mentorship about those topics. Without further delay, I would like to hand over to ma'am. Please carry over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arvind.
You're welcome.
Friends, till now we have discussed about how to read the financial statements, how to prepare our own cash flows, and how to generate our own key performance indicators. So today we will talk about another tool, which is a very effective tool in the hands of the management, in the hands of the managers, and even in our own hands, in whatever capacity we are. That is budgeting and budgetary controls. So today we will see few important parts, few important features, and especially that how we can go ahead with preparation of the budgets. That is very important. Budget, I believe that everyone is aware of this term. Everyone has heard about it. And especially in India, in the month of February, we discuss a lot about budget. But we always feel, listening at the union budget, we always feel that no, this is not our cup of tea, because it is for a nation, it is for a country to run the whole system, to run the whole machinery. We need to have budget. But no, this is not the case. Even to run a household, also budget is as important as it is to run a country. It is as important as it is to run a particular industry. So we can go to the even smallest unit, that is our own home or our own personal finances. Like in a family, even everyone can have his or her own budget. Like if I have we are four in the family, then in that case all of four, we can have our own expenses, we can plan our own resources, and then accordingly we can run our whole financial aspect, or even not only financial aspects, even the non-financial aspects also, like quantitative things also. We can have our own budgets, we can have our own goals. So let's have a look at the definition of a budget. It is basically a plan of action expressed in quantitative and monetary terms for a defined period of time. So what three things we can gather out of it? That budget is a plan of action. It gives you a roadmap expressed in quantitative and monetary terms. Like in case of roadmap, we see all lines where these all lines are leading to. Here, quantitative and monetary expressions tell us that where our this plan of action will lead to us in a defined period of time. So these three are the crucial factors as far as budget is concerned. If you just look at the adjacent picture, that a person is coming out of a globe, like it represents any of us, like any one of us it can be, and he's looking to the moon, like he wants to target the moon, he wants to hit the target of reaching to the moon. So we should always have our targets very high. We should always have a high targets so that we can pour in our best efforts to achieve those targets. I will just share like real life incidents of mine. I have a daughter. She was studying in standard 10th, Till that time, she was okay, a student, though she was performing good in her other extracurricular activities, but in studies, she was securing somewhere around, say, 85 to 86, 85, 86% of the marks. But when she came in the 10th standard, I found that she has lot of potential, but because she is not being given with any target, or we have never like stressed her for marks or anything. So that's why she is performing at a lower range. So one fine day, I just went, even like a month was there to go for their exam. So I just shared with her that you should perform better in this exam. So she just often she asked me, Mama, how much marks you want me to achieve? So I just gave her I thought that it will be a very difficult target for her. But so just thinking at that, if a student performing at 85, 86%, and I'm giving her a target of 95%. So I thought it will remain an unachievable goal. But I thought that yes, she had a potential to like achieve 91 to 92% marks. But to utmost of my surprise, she attained 95%, 95.2% marks. So then I realized that it is not only that what we are performing is our potential. It is our potential is that what target we are setting to. So our target should be such which should be achievable. It should not be such a target that we cannot achieve it. If I would have given her 100%, she immediately would have said, "Arey, ye nahi ho sakta. It is impossible." But I gave her such target, which she also felt that, okay, let's try. So our target should be that it should be achievable. At the same time, it should be achievable by unfolding our all the wings. So that is the way how we can come out with some budgets. So in case of budget, we can in other words say it is a systematic method of allocating financial, physical, and human resources. So we cannot prepare any budget of the resources which are not available to us. So first of all, we have to evaluate our resources, financial, physical, as well as human resources, whatever is available. Then to achieve strategic goals, the budget target of budget is to achieve strategic goals. Like if you see, if I talk about that in a family, we are having a marriage, so that can also be a strategic goal that we have to conduct that event. We have to like complete that event, organize that event without any hassle, with a nice preparation, and in a nice way we have to complete it. So that can also be a strategic goal for a company. It can be a strategic goal to reach a particular quantum of turnover, or to reach a particular level of production. So it goal can be anything. It can be, even when we are talking about the union budget, it can be the target to achieve a sustainable growth in the overall country. So the purpose of that budget is to achieve the strategic goal, to help you to achieve the strategic goals. Then it's another objective is to monitor the performance. Unless as we when we were talking about our like financial reporting and all, so we discussed that everyone is performing. If today I talk, like my daughter, I gave you the example, when I talk to her, she always used to say, Mama, I am studying, I am performing my best, but her result was only 85, 86%. But when I gave her the target, and when we looked back at the thing, at her performance, I found that she could do many fold better. So its another purpose is to monitor the performance. Unless you have certain targets to evaluate your performance, you cannot evaluate. You cannot monitor your own performance. And with the setting up of the targets, you will always feel that you are performing better, better, and better. Then it is a predictive thing, and it helps you to predict your cash flow and your profit margins. Then it also helps you to control your costs and expenses. If you have seen your union budget, then you must have seen that like our finance minister always tells that these are our resources, these are our incomes. Through these resources, through these incomes, we will be generating this much of revenue, and this much is the expenditure, and Then they arrive at the shortfall, whatever is the budget deficit, that everyone must be aware of this term budget deficit. So these are the two things, that one is revenue we have to target there, and we have to target our costs. So in case of revenue, we should always have a slightly higher side of revenue. That suppose I see that I can achieve 500 crore of turnover, then I must put it to 550 crores so that I can stretch all my wings. And then when it comes to the costs, it should be given at the lower side of it. Suppose if I am if I have incurred an expenditure of 500 crore last year, this year let us try with the 475 crores, so that we can control our overall expenditure, so that our profits can be increased. And then size is immaterial. Size we have already discussed, that it can be small size, it can be a unit as small as a home, it can be as large as a country. So this is about the special features about the budget. These were the objectives which we can achieve from the budget. And now we will talk about the features about the budget. Number one, it is predictive. Number two, it is pervasive. Pervasive means you can apply it to any aspect of the life. Any aspect. You can just to a small moment, small event, to a particular day. You can even plan for the say next 5 years. So it is all, and every segment of the activity can be included in this. Then it is all inclusive. You will say, when I said pervasive, what does mean by inclusive? Inclusive means when I am making a budget, it should include all the concerned people which are related to that particular. Suppose I am preparing a budget for a marriage function, then I must include everyone whosoever is involved in that particular process, whosoever is playing some role in that. Suppose I have a catering person who is going to look after the catering and decoration part, a person who is going to look after the purchases, etc. So we have to include every person who is going to affect that particular activity. When it comes to the industry, it has to be inclusive, right from the top management till the last person of the organization. So everyone has to be included in that. Then long term and short term we have already discussed. It can be as long as 5 years. We can have 5-year plans, we can have 5-year budgets. Then we can knock down it into the yearly performances, that yearly we want to achieve this. And this yearly we can always continue to revise. And then yearly thing we can knock down to the monthly budgets. Then from monthly budgets, we can knock down it to the weekly targets. So this is how we can, like over a period of time, this is how we can split our entire budgeting activity. Then finally, it facilitates control. It's a very good way to control your activities, control your functions, and control your affairs. Then types of functional budget. This I am particularly talking about a manufacturing industry. In case of manufacturing industry, we have two main things. One is sales and other is production. And then production is linked with the material, machine utilization and manpower availability. As we have seen in the first slide, that we have human resources, we have monetary resources, and we have physical resources. So these are the three major resources according to which we have to plan our budget. In case of any manufacturing unit or any production activity organization, we can either predict. Now your question will be that we are seeing all these things, so which one to prepare first? Because all are interrelated. As you will see that all are interrelated with one thread. So in this case, first of all, I will suggest you that you prepare sales or production. If your organization is into some product which is scarce in market, and condition is that whatever you produce, you can sell, and production capacity is your limiting factor, in that case, you should start with the production budget. And suppose if you are in a business where sales or market demand is a restricted thing. Like your capacity is enormous, your capacity is more than the market can absorb. In that case, you can start preparing with the sales budget. And then second important part is that from your resources angle, if you have something in scarcity, suppose material is in scarcity, in that case, you should not prepare sales or production budget first. First of all, you should prepare the material budget. If your manpower is the scarce item, it requires a specific kind of skill, then in that case, first of all, you should prepare the manpower budget. Means in a single statement, if I say that whatever is the limiting factor or whatever is the key factor in our overall activities, we should prepare budget related to that activity at the first instance. And then based on that budget, we can prepare our production budget and we can prepare our sales budget. So first of all, we have to prepare a limiting factor budget. And then according to all that, we can, suppose even if I'm in a trading concern, if I'm having a trading house, maybe share trading, maybe any other commodity trading, or maybe anything, like anything where no production is involved, only trading activity is there. In that case, cash becomes a scarce resource that I can trade only to that extent I am having the financial resources. So in that case, I have to prepare the cash budget first. That whatever money is available to me, and then based on that cash availability, I can decide the quantum of my business. So here, one thing we need to consider, that we need to prepare all the functional budgets, but which budget to prepare first, there is no set rule. It will definitely depend on your activity. Suppose you are in a consultancy business, you are not in any manufacturing or you are not in any trading, then in that case, in consultancy, manpower becomes a very specialized thing. So in that case, you have to prepare manpower budget first. Suppose you are an architectural consultancy, or you are a legal firm, or you are a hospital. In that case, you can plan your things only based on the manpower availability. If manpower is available, only then we can expand our business, or only then we can expand our sales. But if manpower is not available, we cannot go ahead with the things. So first of all, we need to prepare the manpower budget. Suppose I am in such an industry where market is there is no dearth of materials, but my capacity is a limiting factor. I cannot produce more than 1,000 tons per day. So in that case, my production cannot go beyond that. My sales cannot go beyond, and all my budgets will be restricted to that machine utilization time only. So we have to be very particular about that. Our own flow of working, what should be our own flow of working? According to that, we need to prepare our functional budgets. Then let's come to the point that how to prepare a budget. Because you will say you have told us so many things. Now, how to prepare it? So it's a very simple process that first of all, we have to define the objective. For what purpose I am going to prepare the budget, whether to run a country or to run a home or to conduct the event or to like business to happen. What purpose I need to prepare the budget? First of all, we need to define that. Second, we need to locate the key factors. As I discussed with you, that material is the key factor, or machine power, machine availability is the key factor. Market is the key factor. Cash availability is the key factor. Whatever is the key factor, first of all, we have to determine that key factor. And based on that key factor, our entire working, our entire budgeting process will rotate. Then we need to fix the period, that whether we want to prepare a long-term budget or we want to prepare a weekly target. The ideal is that first of all, you define your 5 years budget. First of all, you do your 5 years planning. Then you knock down it into years, then months, then weeks. But otherwise also you can do. Suppose you are having a small this thing where you cannot plan for 5 years. Then in that case, you prepare your weekly targets, and based on that weekly targets, you expand them and make the monthly budget. And then monthly budget can be prepared into the annual targets or annual budgets. So this is how you can go either way. You can either fix from like higher long term to short term, or you can move from short term to long term. Depends on the kind of the business you are into. If you are a consultancy business, a small consultancy business, then in that case you can go from week to week basis to the 5 years planning. Or if you are having a big project consultancy firm, then from 5 year to weekly targets you can come back. So it depends on the size of the organization. You can fix the period. Then preparation of the manual. Based on these three factors, you can prepare the manual. Manual will contain all the conditions, all the circumstances in which we are drawing that budget. Then comes last part comes the final budget, preparation of the final budget, and based on these aspects, we can prepare the final budget. So this is how we can go ahead with preparing the budget. As a trial, I will suggest that you go and prepare for your next 1 month budget, maybe for your study or for your whatever you are into, working you are into, or your even a routine, your regular activities, household activities, you can prepare that. And then if you start following that budget, and then you just share the your experience that after 1 month, that how did you find it? Like, did it really help you? I'm sure it is going to help you in managing your affairs, managing your routine affairs. Yeah. Next comes the budgetary control. Now we have prepared a budget. Now how to use it as a tool to help the management. Now, budgetary control is a process that facilitates effective implementation of the budgets. It's nothing else. It is only the implementation and effective utilization of the budgets. It is most effective tool in the hands of the management. And now we will see what are the steps of budgetary control. Steps of budgetary control. First step is making of the budget. Then from making of the budget, we can go to the process ownership. Now, what is process ownership? Like, I have suppose prepare production budget, sales budget, materials budget, then cash budget. So all these things, through all these things, everyone cannot be handled by the same person. It has to be like different aspects have to be handled by the different people. So every process has one owner. Like if we talk about production budget, production manager can be held responsible to be the process owner. Then sales budget, so sales head is the process owner for the sale. Then materials, so procurement guy can be the process owner for the materials. Then shop floor in charge can be the owner for your machine hour utilization budget. So this is how everything has to be under the ownership of some person, so that we can evaluate, we can effectively evaluate, and we can effectively take the corrective actions when we compare the target versus actual or budget versus actual. So process ownership is very important. If I have prepared the complete budget, but I have not held anyone responsible, at the end of the day, I will be the only responsible person to implement that and to calculate the variances. Yeah, anyone wants to say something? Okay. Yeah. Then next step is budget versus actual. So I have prepared budget, and from this budget, I can compare my actuals. So I can compare my budgeted with actuals, and whatever is there, whatever difference is there, will be called as variance analysis. So we can calculate the variance arising out of the budget versus actual exercise. And then we need to work out the reasons for variances. Variance analysis doesn't end at the numeral calculations. It ends with the reasons. What is the reason? If my production was supposed to be 1,000 tons in a month, but it has reduced to say 900 tons, then what is the reason for shortfall for 100 tons? What are the factors attributable to the non-achievement to the extent of 100 tons. Just by saying that 100 tons was not achieved is not enough. We need to analyze. There may be 10 tons on account of some quality issues, 10 tons on account of some material non-availability, maybe some labor issues, maybe because of the machine breakdown, maybe some part of like power supply was not there or water was not available or some ancillary machine was not working. So what were the reasons to for those variances? We need to analyze here, and once we are done with the analysis, then we can report to the management. Let's see, these were the factors which have attributed to the non-achievement of the budgeted figures to this extent. So then it becomes the along with the reporting to the management about the analysis, we need to come out, like person who is the responsible for that process has to come out with the solution, and we need to suggest those corrective measures also to the management that see, this material has come, I have received say 10 tons of bad material, so next time the purchase person has to be like made responsible for such kind of shortfall. So, or we need to say change the supplier, or we need to do some improvement in the our quality control processes. So then we have to work out the corrective measures, and based on corrective measures, we can revise the budget. Suppose my target of say 200 crores of sale in a week was exorbitant. Why? Because every week I am not able to cross 1.8 crores. Suppose I have given a sales turnover of weekly sales turnover of 200 crores, but my all the team, my all the resources together cannot achieve a sale beyond 180 crores. So it means my target itself is faulty. Then I need to revise my targets. Or in the light of, if I see that my sales force is less to achieve 200 tons, in any case, they cannot achieve that 200 tons of target, then in that case, we have to increase our sales force. So we have to always, like, budgeting is a continuous process. Here we have to continuously evolve ourselves, and we have to evolve our systems, and we have to continuously take a feedback. In bigger organizations, you might observe that there is a complete budgetary control department who is continuously not only making the budgets, they are continuously into the follow-up actions relating to the budget. So these follow-up actions are very important as far as budgetary control is concerned. This is all I have to talk about. And I give credits to Dr. Srihari Chawa, some caricatures from his book, My Name is Cost Management. That's all from my side. Over.
Thank you very much, ma'am. This was very good. And I had one question about the budget. You mentioned about the monetary resources and other things. And my question is, what about the intellectual property? Is any budgeting for that as well or not?
See, intellectual property is an asset. So
Okay.
if you want to plan to acquire that intellectual property, in that case, suppose I want to acquire a say patent or say copyright, in that case, we have to plan in our budget, but that will not go in the operational or functional budgets. That will go in your capital budgets. Here I have not touched because paucity of time was there, so we have not taken the capital budget so far. So intellectual property can be covered under the capital budgeting part of this of the budgets.
Okay, so basically in this one, you are looking at the tangible ones?
No, tangible, intangible is not the question. The question is like whatever operational. Say, because budget is something, capital budget once in a year or once in 5 years you can prepare. But these normal operational things, operational budget is an everyday activity. So that's why I prefer to stick to the everyday activity rather than which is coming once in blue moon. We can definitely have this capital budgeting session also if you require, if some people agree to this. We can talk about capital budgeting also. That is also another very interesting topic.
Okay, good. Thank you. So I open the session for our friends online.
Yes.
Please ask your question or write in the WhatsApp group.
Arvind, today we have some time. So can we know some of our participants that what are they into?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead. It's all with you. Yeah.
No, you can just interact with Some Madam Veena Deshmukh is there. Madam
I
Nishu
see.
is there.
Yeah, Miss Nishu, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Tell me, what are you doing?
Okay. I'm working as a financial advisor here in Canada.
Okay.
So I used to sell insurance as well as investments. So my main concern is about the investments, and this is really good topic for me.
Hmm.
Like the budgeting is very good, and moreover, uh, if you like, I wish you should be here to manage our finances.
Okay.
Yes.
Even online also, I can help you if whatever
Yeah.
you require. I can
Sure.
do that.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So these days here in Canada, it is called RRSP season. Like in India, people, if they want to save taxes, they used to buy some insurance or some kind of products. So here in
Hmm.
Canada, there is called RRSP, like Registered Retirement Saving Plan. So
Okay.
so its deadline is 28th of February.
Okay.
So there is also one option if we don't have money in hand.
Hmm.
So lending institutions like banks or financial institution, they give the loan. And
Okay.
in Canada, money borrowed to invest, the loan is tax deductible. So
Okay.
people
Hmm.
are also taking the benefit of that.
That's wonderful. In India, people don't do like this. People rather
Mhm.
prefer to invest their own money. And
Yes.
they
Yeah.
get income tax rebate only on the money they have invested out of their own resources. This,
Okay.
this kind of
Mhm.
provision is not there in India at this moment. May come
Yes.
tomorrow. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
that's
not.
why in Canada, every people like every person have debt on their like in their life. So
Okay.
they try to manage up to age 65 or 70, and after that,
Mhm.
like they used to pay off their house. And because everybody in Canada has a house, one or two properties, and they have debt. Like around average Canadian have 200,000 to 500,000 average debt.
Wow.
Okay.
So Canada is making money like just through the interest through banking banks as well as other institution
Mhm.
loans.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Hmm.
We see one ma'am. Thank you, Madam Nishu. Thank you
Hmm.
so much. And
You're
we wish
welcome.
you to be here in all the sessions so that we
Hmm.
get some interaction. And
Hmm.
Madam Veena Deshmukh is also there. Madam, may I know about you? Some difficulty in unmuting. I think she is not able to.
So, anyways, we got
Yeah,
last 3 minutes now.
yeah,
If no more questions, then we can wrap
yeah.
up the session. And if there's any
Yes, we
question, please
can.
feel free to put in the WhatsApp group, and our trainer ma'am will do her best to answer those questions. Thank you, ma'am, again, and thank you, Miss Nishu, Veena ji, and everybody here. Have a great
Yes.
weekend. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Same to
Same to
you.
you.
Bye.
Have a good night. Yeah, bye.
Bye.